Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we're taking a look at a brand called LIV. This is a brand based out of Miami, run by two people. I believe it's husband and wife. I spoke to them over video. They seem like pretty cool people. And, I've seen them a lot in marketing. They've marketed this brand very good. LIV kind of means just to live, and that's how it's pronounced, LIV. I think, it kind of has, a little trend going on. Let's see what it's all about. I'm reviewing the GX41 Diver. It's probably, I would say, one of their most looked at watches. I've seen some other reviews on YouTube of their watches, and I wanted to check one out for myself. It comes in this nice box. Shipping was super fast, and one day it arrived. And I'm in New York, so Miami to New York, one day. So if you're in the USA and you order one of these watches, the shipping is going to be very fast. And there it is, Dare to Live. And you kind of get that feeling, when you start opening the box and looking at the watch. It kind of has this, theme going on here. As you can see, it's a pretty simple box in here. It does come with some other papers as well. I just wanted to show you guys the actual box. And of course, this comes covered with cardboard. Now, the watch also does come with some little, pamphlets and stuff. Dare to Live, as you can see here. My name is Ernest, and yes, I'm a watch freak like you. Nice LIV polishing cloth. Your warranty information in this booklet here. You also do get a very nice little dust bag to hold the watch in or use it for whatever you want. So it's a nice little gift, I think it's pretty cool. It has their logo and their website, obviously, livewatches.com. I also do have one of their spring bar removal tools, which doesn't come with the watch, but you can buy extra. I must say, it's pretty cool. It has two sides and it like screws down. So you can change the band, you can adjust the micro on the clasp, and it's just pretty cool. Yeah, it's a nice little thing to add to your watch if you're purchasing a watch. And of course it has their logo. It's all metal, feels pretty good in hand, and always a very useful tool. Now getting into the watch itself, here it is right in front of you. This is the white loomed dial version. I think this is probably one of the coolest versions of the GX41 Diver they released. They have a lot of other watches as well. A lot of chronographs which are pretty interesting, and you can definitely take a look at their website after the video. I will drop a link to them down in the description below. Anyway, obviously this is a dive/sports watch that has 300 meters of water resistance. We have a solid 316L brushed stainless steel case here. A nice Oyster style bracelet. Although there are other strap options, of course you can throw this on a NATO, rubber band, do whatever you want with it. But for me, I like it on the bracelet. I think it matches the case nicely. And for a dive watch, for me, I always want it on a bracelet. That's just how I roll. Anyway, it's a solid 316L stainless steel case, pretty much brushed all around. Pretty interesting cut. As you can see, you have these nice crown guards here, which kind of really, protect this crown here. The crown is one of the nicest parts of the watch, I must say. I'll get more into that. As you can see, decent brushing, no sharp edges or anything like that. Flipping to the flank of the watch, as you can see here, nice brushing as well. No blemishes, no errors, anything like that. Pretty decent brushing. So you can see that coin-edged bezel there as well. The watch itself, let's get the dimensions out of the way. It's a 41 millimeter case, obviously, hence the name 41. 41 millimeters across in terms of diameter. So it's a pretty decent size for the modern man, I'd say. With my calipers, I got 51 millimeters top to bottom, or lug to lug. Thickness with my calipers, top to bottom, including the bezel, I got 13 millimeters. Really not that big of a watch. It's a pretty decent size for, a variety of men, I'd say. You get 22 millimeters in between the lugs. Bracelet's 22, tapers down to 20 by the clasp over here. And yeah, $790 US from LIV Miami. Sometimes they run discount codes and stuff like that, so keep a lookout. But this is the Loom dial. I'm not sure if this one goes for like a little more than the standard, green dial version, for example. There's some other pretty cool color variations of this watch as well. We get anti-reflective sapphire crystal as well, with anti-reflective coating. And I must say, legibility is very good, especially on this white dial version. Very easy to read the time. Those little applied markers kind of really poke out at you with those polished borders, as you can see there. Very nice. The dial is white, as you can see here. Let's get a little closer in here. So the dial is white, but there is a sandwich dial for the 12 and 6. There's a sandwich below that, which is loomed, which is pretty cool. The full dial is loomed with blue. I believe it's BGW9, because it's pretty much some of the only loom that glows that bluish color. As you can see, we get sword-like hands here, which are kind of parted over here and separated in half. Not separated, but there's a little barrier there, which are filled with loom as well. We get an orange sweeping seconds hand with a counterbalance skeletonized white tip on that sweeping seconds hand. You get a blacked out date window with white numbers, which actually looks pretty cool compared to the polished ceramic 120 click unidirectional dive bezel. And yeah, a lot of orange going on this model. You get an applied LIV logo below 12. And getting in a little closer, you can see automatic LIV 300 meters, and of course, Swiss made. So this is a Swiss made model. I guess it goes by the Swiss made rules. So this is, I would call this kind of an entry-level Swiss made automatic dive watch, if you want to call it that. In terms of pricing and quality and what you're getting, I'd say it's an entry-level Swiss dive watch, which is pretty nice to see from a newer brand coming out with some pretty good stuff. Now, we get a screw-down crown, a screwed-in case back, and the crown, I must say, is extremely nice. I've never operated a crown like this, which is so easy to use. It just feels really good. I don't know. I mean, it just unscrews so nice. And it's just really sturdy. Like doesn't have any movement or anything like that. You get self-winding, very smooth. You get one position to quick set that date there. Everything fits in nicely, no issue. One position for hacking. You can set the time here. Push it back down. And just great grip. I mean, it just feels great. I don't know, I've never had a crown like this. I think it suits the watch, gives it some more character as well, which is pretty nice. But yeah, this bezel here is ceramic. It's fully loomed as well. 120 clicks. And the loom on the bezel is actually very good. We'll get a loom shot in towards the end of the video. Plus, you have to see the loom on this one. It's a full loom dial, all right? So we get 120 clicks here, as you can see. Pretty good clicks. Very minimal back play. And everything lines up perfectly at that 12 o'clock position. Very nice to see. Loomed pip at the 12 as well. Now getting in a little closer, you can see on the chapter ring, we get minute markings, very finely printed, which looks very nice. And also you get those markers which are filled with loom going around the dial. And everything looks really nice. On a macro level, I don't see any errors or anything like that. Everything is pretty sharp. Everything is perfect. Everything is sharp, crisp. I don't see any errors there. The hands are perfectly finished, a nice brushed finish. Everything looks really good. Yeah, everything looks really nice. Quite surprising. Yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. I like the orange with the white. That's why I chose to review this model. I think it looks nice, especially with that white tipped sweeping seconds hand, which does reach all the way out to the chapter ring, which is a big thing in my book. Congrats for doing that. Now, some brands make a short sweeping second hand and it looks odd. They did it right. Now another nice thing they did with this watch, they put a black case back held in with screws with a nice customization job on that rotor. As you can see there, that's all custom on the rotor. It's a custom rotor, blacked out with the orange LIV logo. As you can see there, everything spins, which is pretty cool. You get a nice view of the balance wheel going off there. This is an Elabor grade SW200, 26 joules, about a 42-hour power reserve, beats at 4 hertz, which is 28,800 beats per hour. It's basically your standard Swiss automatic caliber. They're very reliable. This run actually is running plus 3 seconds per day. I was quite surprised. I actually left it, I set it with an atomic clock. I left it for a couple days, and 3 seconds fast per day, every 24 hours, 3 seconds. That's very good for a non-cost regulated movement. I think that's very good. As you can see, we get solid end links on this bracelet also. And if we go to the clasp, as you can see, we get a custom LIV signed clasp, milled clasp here. Comes in there, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4 micro adjustments. Now you might be wondering, why is there 2 holes here on the bracelet? You only need to push one of them out to remove the link. You don't need to push 2 of them. But yeah, the bracelet is pretty decent. It's comfortable, doesn't pull hairs or anything like that. Decent brush finishing as well. Don't see any issues there. Everything fits nicely on the end links here. Now taking a look at the loom is absolutely insane. You get a full loom dial, it glows blue. You get a loomed bezel as well. All the markers are loomed. The sandwich 12 and 6 are loomed, and it's very good loom. I must say, at night this thing is like a torch. So definitely applied loom, a lot of loom, and it's very neatly applied. A lot of the money, some of the money obviously goes into, putting a lot of loom on the dial. A loom dial is definitely more expensive than a standard dial with just loom on the applied markers. So definitely very, very good job on the loom. Sized up for my 6.5-inch wrist, I must say the watch wear is very comfortable. It definitely hugs the wrist nicely, and has a nice balance of weight between the bracelet and the case, which is why I like to wear it on the bracelet. As you can see, it fits perfectly across my wrist. 6.5-inch wrist, not that big. Watch still wears perfectly across my wrist, doesn't gap over, doesn't come over the edges or anything like that. Very comfortable bracelet. I kind of like the clasp I use on this one, the LIV clasp, because it's not thick. I hate those thick clasps with the micro adjustment, the extenders or whatever they call them, dive extension clasps. They make the watches a bit too thick. I love a thin clasp, but I think they did a good job on this nice, simple, thin clasp, which does have 4 micro adjustments for a better fit. Very legible, top down, as you can see on this white dial. It is very legible with those orange accents with that white background dial. Just a very legible watch. The white and black on the bezel mixes nice with the dial, gives it a very sporty, everyday look. Obviously, this is definitely a dive watch, 300 meters, guys. You can take this one swimming, shallow diving, basically do whatever you want with it. It's a pretty tough watch. Now, they also do sell rubber bands. For some reason, I didn't like how it fit on my wrists, but I used it on this watch here, a dive watch. A little smaller of a dive watch. As you can see, these rubber bands are really nice. As you can see, LIV is now, LIV watches. Tested out this rubber band for a few days. Has a decent amount of holes as well. A quick release. You get a black buckle with the orange LIV logo. Very nice quality, I must say. It feels very good in hand. It's pretty flexible as well there, which is very nice. It's about 60 bucks, I believe, $55. Yeah, so you know, if you want an accessory, I'm a bracelet guy. I love what all my divers are on bracelets. That's just how I always been wearing watches since I was like 13 or 14 years old. I don't know why. So I started wearing watches, and I pretty much probably always will. But yeah, if you want a nice extra band, definitely check it out. I mean, if you're spending the money on the dive watch and you really need a rubber band, I would say go for it. It's a pretty decent style rubber band, and you're getting the LIV logo. So furthermore, guys, I actually think they put together a pretty decent watch. I like the movement customization. I like the black case back, which is held in by real screws, which kind of matches that black bezel. Great movement, sapphire crystal, 300 meters, keeping great time, fast shipping. Comes with some nice accessories. You get a bag as well. I think it just has a nice look. Kind of has a really sporty, everyday look. I wouldn't say it's as much of a dressy diver as a sporty diver. It's definitely more of a sporty diver, something you're going to wear at the beach, something you're going to wear in the pool in the summer. And they are from Miami, so I'm considering they kind of, had that in mind. But yeah, I didn't find any quality control issues on this model. Everything is running absolutely great, 100%. Obviously, if you don't like the look of the watch, you're not going to like it. Everyone has their own tastes. But I think they did a pretty good job. Yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below as usual. This is Watch Addiction Watch Reviews with the GX41 diver from LIV Watches. Pretty cool stuff. I'll definitely will drop a link to them down in the description below so you can check them out after this video. They have some Swiss quartz chronographs. I believe they have an automatic Swiss chronograph as well. A lot of cool stuff, guys. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Throw the video a like. Drop me a comment down below and we'll chat more. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.